Now, from your home team, this is 25 News.
Concerns about violence could mean the annual July 3rd fireworks display at Glen Oak Park could take a year off. Good Monday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Janice Reppolds. Thanks for joining us. The Peoria police chief is saying cancel it, but the Park District president, Robert Johnson, is set on giving people their annual show. It's tonight's top story. These concerns follow 2 shootings and a stabbing that happened in the area after the fireworks show last year. 6 people were hurt. Johnson, however, doesn't want to let fear take over.
He says they have to deal with the people who want to come to the park and cause trouble, and that's what the crime prevention funds in the city are for. But the police chief is asking at what cost?
My job is to be concerned about the public safety of our whole community, that community as well as the rest of the city, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm asking, please shut down July 3rd event.
Chief Echevarria says it takes a lot of work to clean up after the event, especially when he has to have all hands on deck the following night for the 4th of July.
But the chief does say if the Park District goes ahead with the event this year, police will be there. They will not turn their backs on public safety. Bloomington police also need your help dealing with a 2-year-old cold case. It was 2 years ago that 20-year-old Dylan Messerol was shot and killed on West Olive Street. It was the 2nd homicide in Bloomington for 2022. That case remains unsolved. If you have any information, you're asked to call Detective Weston Gresham, 309-434-2570.
One person was killed in a fire this afternoon in Danvers. Just before 2:30, multiple departments went to that fire at a home. A woman was pulled from the burning building, but attempts to resuscitate her were not successful. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A deputy was also evaluated for smoke inhalation. Multiple agencies are investigating.
And a pretty nice start to the work week today. We did see a lot of sunshine. Temperatures got into the upper 40s here this afternoon, and we're likely staying nice and calm here throughout the rest of the evening. Look at our radar and satellite loop, and things pretty quiet here over the last couple of hours. Not too much going on, and we'll take a look outside here. We had a downtown Peoria view from our Skywatch network, and overall, pretty seasonally mild day today. Temperatures for 6:30 for mid-February. These numbers aren't too bad. 43 Peoria, Lincoln is at 40. The rest of us here in Central Illinois in the upper 30s, but that's about the average high for this time of year. So we're running upward of about 10 degrees north of that earlier this afternoon. Throughout the rest of the evening into tonight, skies remaining mainly clear. Temperatures will continue to fall through the 30s. Eventually we'll wake up in the mid to upper 20s. Tomorrow morning running a couple north of average once again tomorrow morning. Now the mild weather continues at least for a couple of days. 40s tomorrow, 50s on the way by Wednesday, and Wednesday night to Thursday morning should be one of our better rain chances in the forecast. But by the end of the week, things getting a little bit colder. We'll fall back into 30s and maybe even a little bit of snow by the end of the week as well. So we'll talk about that chance in more detail and have that fall first alert 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Art Brown, we now turn to the shooting at Joel Osteen's megachurch in Texas. 2 people hurt over the weekend. The female shooter killed, and police say they found a sticker on the gun that read Palestine.
Investigators now reviewing the suspect's social media and history of arrests. Tracking it all, we turn to Rena Roy from New York.
Investigators scouring this Texas home looking for potential evidence after police say a woman opened fire inside celebrity pastor Joel Osteen's megachurch on Sunday afternoon.
The shooting at Lake was 2 people down. We need an ambulance.
This live stream capturing the moment the gunshots interrupted Pastor Jorge Basave. Several people appearing to descend down an escalator. Levi Andrade also recording.
I was just walking up the stairs, and when I got on the top, they started shooting. I don't know, I just heard, but it was like more than 10 shots.
The armed woman in her 30s entering the Houston church just before Spanish service was about to begin with hundreds of parishioners, according to police.
She entered the building. She was armed with a long rifle and a trench coat with a backpack, accompanied by a small child, approximately 4 to 5 years old.
The shooter was shot and killed by 2 off-duty police officers. During the gunfire, that young child also shot, now in critical condition.
They were repetitive, boom, 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 and I yelled, Mom!
A 57-year-old man also injured.
We don't understand why these things happen, but we know God's in control, and We're going to pray for that little 5-year-old boy and pray for the lady that was deceased.
Police say before the shooter died, she claimed to have a bomb, but officers say no explosives were found. So far, no information has been released on the motive. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
2 Hamas hostages rescued by the Israeli military have been reunited with their loved ones. 60-year-old Fernando Simon Marmon and 70-year-old Louis Hare were being held in the southern Gaza city of Rafah. The Israeli military says the 2 Israeli Argentinians were freed today under the cover of airstrikes. Gaza health officials say those strikes killed 37 people and hurt dozens more. The 2 men were kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th. They're being cared for at a hospital in Tel Aviv, and the hospital officials say they will be monitored for the coming days.
World Marathon holder Kelvin Kiptum and his coach were killed in a traffic accident in Eldoret, Kenya on Sunday. According to a police report, Kiptum was driving his coach and a woman in a car near the Rift Valley village when the crash took place. The 24-year-old Kenyan lost control of his car. It went off the road and into a ditch before hitting a large tree. As a result, both men died at the scene. The woman went to the hospital with serious injuries.
I've had the honor and privilege of being the race director of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon and worked with so many wonderful athletes. And he was, in my opinion, the most talented that I've come across. He was just an amazing young man, and as magnificent an athlete, he was a magnificent person.
Kiptum's record win last year broke the world marathon record set in Berlin in 2022. His time, 2 hours, 1 minute, 9 seconds. All eyes on federal court today as Tim Mapes, the former chief of staff to Mike Madigan, is sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for lying to the grand jury and obstruction of justice.
It certainly sends a message, especially as Madigan's own trial will happen in 8 months. We turn now for more from Marianne Ahern.
Tim Mapes was never elected to office, but his power in Illinois runs deep. As even he told the judge, I was the person who made the trains run on time. Mapes was the chief of staff to former House Speaker Mike Madigan. In Mapes' appeal for leniency to Judge John Ness, he said, for 30 years I tried my best to serve the people of the state of Illinois. Mapes' conviction for lying and obstruction of justice tied to when he appeared before the grand jury during the wide-ranging federal investigation. Mapes was ousted from his job during a sex harassment scandal in the height of the Me Too movement. And today, his defense attorney, Andrew Porter, noted, quote, he's had a tough 5 years, and Madigan kicked him off the ship. But Assistant U.S. Attorney Julia Schwartz said the defendant made a choice. He chose loyalty to his friends rather than telling the truth. The sentence, 2.5 years in prison. Federal Judge Ness said, this is a very sad case. I don't understand why. You were immunized by the grand jury, and all you had to do was go in and tell the truth. In the courtroom, Mapes, who's from downstate, choked up when telling the judge if sentenced to prison, it would be a hardship for his family as he helped his aging father during spring planting and fall harvest. His attorney, as well as Mapes, left the courthouse without speaking to reporters.
That was Marianne Ahern reporting. Time to check those lottery tickets as someone in Central Illinois has won $1.5 million by playing Lucky Day Lotto by way of Peoria Heights. A ticket matching all 5 numbers was sold Friday night at the BP gas station on North Prospect Road. And for selling the winning ticket, that Heights gas station will get 1% of the prize amount, or about $14,500. The Lucky Day Lotto is an Illinois-only game. They have 2 drawings a day. That's exciting.
It is exciting. It's a lot of money.
Right? Coming up after the break, we're going to head outside where we have some warm temperatures and then a big drop.
Right next. We've needed the sunglasses quite a bit lately.
Yeah, it was a great start to the week, especially after a late night for some.
Yeah, and pretty quiet, warm start. It'll be warmer next couple days, but it's February. And of course, that means we're going to have some 30s and maybe a chance for snow in time. That chance could come later on this week. Now, initially, we'll be pretty warm next couple days, about a 20% chance of a light shower or a sprinkle tomorrow. That'll be later in the day. Wednesday looks dry. Thursday, mostly dry. We're going to see a lot of rainfall coming in Wednesday night. A couple of those showers could continue into Thursday morning. So despite this 40% rain chance, most of your Thursday should be a dry day, and that's early in the morning. And then we get to Friday with a chance for a little bit of snow. We'll talk about that in just a second. First, initially, here's Futurecast, and things pretty quiet here tonight. Skies are mainly clear. We're looking at a few clouds as we wake up tomorrow, but overall maybe a partly cloudy day tomorrow. Here's a few of those stray showers. There's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a couple little specks of green. That's it. Not everyone sees rain. In fact, most, if not all of us, stay dry. But there could be a couple of showers out there, especially along and south of Interstate 74. Let's look ahead to Wednesday, starting off with the sunshine. Clear skies in the morning, more clouds for the afternoon. And we are looking at widespread rain to move in overnight, Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. This is 2 o'clock Thursday. Widespread showers expected. Most, if not all of this, falls while we're sleeping. There we are at 6 on Thursday. Drying out, still some clouds, but definitely no more widespread rain. Let's look ahead to Friday, end of the week. 2 scenarios here from the forecast models. One of them has the low way off to our south. That keeps the precipitation to our south, and that will keep us dry on Friday. Another model, actually a couple models, bring that low farther north. And we're looking at more moisture farther north, obviously an increased snow chance if this one pans out. Still about 3-4 days out from this. Still some uncertainties in the models, but of course we'll keep you up to date with the latest. But certainly at this point, maybe a heads up that there could be a little bit of wintry weather in our forecast later on this week. Back to right now, view outside our Skywatch network. There's downtown Peoria along the riverfront. Things looking pretty good, feeling pretty good. 43 at current temperature right now in Peoria. Around the area, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 30s. East Peoria is 38, Washington 35, Metamora, Roanoke in the 30s as well at 36. Peoria Heights at 40, Bartonville at 43, and Tremont right now 41 degrees. Upper 30s, Bloomington normal, clear skies, winds generally calm out north at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And we're in the low to mid 30s all across McLean County right now. Again, these numbers certainly a little cold, but for this time of year, this time of day, not too bad. Tomorrow, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds, especially for the afternoon. Temperatures be similar to today, mid to upper 40s at limited rain chance tomorrow. But it's all about temperatures for the next couple days. Into the 50s on Wednesday before we fall back 40s Thursday and then 30s by the end of the week. It's a short cold snap, though. Looking into next week, warmer weather returns, could make another run in the 40s and 50s by the end of our 10-day forecast. Back to tonight. We'll be in the mid to upper 20s, mainly clear skies, calm winds, nice quiet end to our Monday. And then partly cloudy skies tomorrow. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for highs. Your extended forecast looks like this. We'll see increasing clouds Wednesday into the 50s, 40s on Thursday, a couple morning showers. Best chance of rain is Wednesday night. And then watching our opportunity for a few snow showers on Friday. Quick cold snap back in the 30s by the end of the week, but then warming up next week, upper 40s to possibly low 50s for the second half of that 10-day forecast. Now, there is snow in the forecast as well in other parts of the country, and that includes the Northeast, where upward of about 20 million people are under winter weather warnings and advisories. Nor'easter expected to develop, and that could dump as much of a foot of snow in some areas by the end of the day tomorrow. That includes maybe Hartford into parts of New Hampshire, Binghamton, New York included in that as well. Farther south, New York City officials preparing for what could be some of the biggest snow the city has seen in more than just a couple years. The heavy snow forecast to fall just north of densely populated metro area.
In fact, it was amazing how little salt we had to use last year. But, the time has come. Mother Nature does what she wants to do. We're taking this storm extremely serious. We want New Yorkers to be prepared, and we want New Yorkers to do the same.
The mayor says they're expecting low visibility, strong winds, slick roads, and even up to 2 feet of coastal flooding.
Coming up next on sports, we preview the first big night of the girls' high school basketball state tournament.
Here we go. It's tournament time, and a slow start for the Braves and a slow finish for the Illini. Disappointing college weekend.
Hello, Central Illinois. Hopefully you had a good Super Sunday. Saturday, not so super for college basketball fans. The Illini were on the verge of a big road win at Michigan State, but the game lasted 40 minutes. Illinois was up by 8 with 8 minutes to go in the game, but a total collapse late in the game. Michigan State outscoring Illinois 24-8 down the stretch. A disappointing finish for the orange and blue.
They were obviously the aggressor. You're a passive, soft team when you're fouling, and obviously we fouled a lot today, so we were pretty passive.
The Illini host Michigan tomorrow. The Fighting Illini had a lousy finish. Bradley had a lousy start. Bradley fell behind Drake by 17 points and made a furious comeback, but it wasn't enough as Drake beats Bradley Saturday night.
But we got to play smarter on defense. We got to play smarter. We got to play more consistent individually. First half defense was not good.
To high school sports, tonight's the first big night of the girls basketball state tournament. With the play-in games over, tonight the top seeds, the state contenders, take the courts, and we've got a whole bunch of them. In Class 4A, Normal Community is state ranked. They're at the Pekin Regional tonight. In Class 3A, Morton, Washington, and Peoria High are all state ranked. We'll have all their highlights for you tonight from 3A. In Class 2A, of course, Peoria Notre Dame is ranked number 1 in the state. DMAC is ranked. In Class 1A, the Illini Bluffs girls are state ranked. We got a busy night. Lots of highlights from the girls state tournament for you. That's all coming up tonight on 25 Sports at 10.
All right, pretty quiet weather here tonight, mainly clear skies. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s tomorrow morning, rebounding into the mid to maybe upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. Could sneak in a stray shower, a couple sprinkles. Otherwise, we're partly cloudy for most of the day. Increasing clouds again on Wednesday, but increasing temperatures. It'll be the warmest in our forecast at 55. Wednesday night and early Thursday morning, we'll see some rain, but most of Thursday does look dry. Friday, still watching our opportunity for some wintry weather as temperatures plunge into the 30s by the end of the week. That includes a chance for some snow. Still some uncertainties, but something we're watching for the end of the week. We stay cold on Saturday, but back into the 40s on Sunday. And a pretty mild week ahead here. Looking at to next week, we'll be in the upper 40s, possibly low 50s. And pretty quiet weather with partly to mostly cloudy skies for the end of the forecast. Overall, for middle to heading into late February, very warm weather, but of course, it's not a 10-day forecast in February without a chance of snow. So again, we're keeping an eye on Friday. Otherwise, enjoy the mild weather to come.
Finally tonight, Usher not done in Las Vegas just yet. Today, he announced he will bring his tour to the city in November due to, quote, high demand. This comes after his very lengthy halftime performance at Super Bowl 58 last night.
The Usher Past, Present, and Future Tour kicks off in August in his hometown of Atlanta. He'll make a stop at the arena in Las Vegas on November 15th, and tickets go on sale Friday. Brian and I loved it.
I liked it last night. He did good.
What's your favorite Usher song?
I think, it's the classic.
See, I think it's an overrated song. I think we can do better.
There's lots of options to choose for.
The Confessions album.
That's good stuff, too.
We'll see you at 10.